Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick review on how to write major scales. There are two different times you're going to be asked to do this. One is using key signatures and one is using accidentals. So just as a review, major scales, unless otherwise indicated, start on the note of the same name. So for example, C major scale starts on C. The D major scale starts on D. The E flat major scale starts on E flat, and so on. Scales include all the letters of the musical alphabet in order. So, for example, the C major scale has C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you can see they're always in alphabetical order. Every scale follows a consistent pattern of tones and semitones. The pattern of a major scale is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. We could use that pattern to determine the scales, but that would be a very long and slow process. So instead, we're going to use the line to figure out our key signature and write out our major scales. Writing a major scale with a key signature is the most practical thing you're going to do. So the first example is write the C major scale using whole notes. So for the first step, you're going to add a double bar line to the end of your staff. Then you're going to use the line to determine the key signature and write it on the staff. So C major, I'm going to find C major on the line. C major is right here, and there's a 0 underneath it, so that means there are no sharps or flats in the key signature. So in this case, we're not going to write anything here. We can leave it blank. Then, using the note indicated, in this case a whole note, you're going to draw the scale starting on the letter that the scale is. So because it's a C major scale, you're going to start on C. So you're going to start on C using whole notes, and you're going to draw the scale ascending or going up. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You may want to know why I didn't start on this C. My tip for scale writing, or my rule of thumb, is start where you're going to have the fewest ledger lines. So I only have one ledger line by starting here. But if I was to start here, here's G, and then I'd need a ledger line for A, B, and C. So it's 3 ledger lines compared to only 1. Once you have the scale ascending, it's your first half, and now you're going to add the descending. So this is where you're drawing on every line and space all the way back down to where you started. For our second example, we're going to look at B major using half notes. So again, we're going to add the double bar line to the staff, and you'll notice this one is in bass clef. The first one is treble clef. We're going to use the line below to find our key signature. So here's B. It's on the sharp side, and the number underneath it is 5. So that means there are 5 sharps in the key of B major. So using the order of the sharps, which remember is Father Charles goes down and ends battle, we know the first 5 sharps are Father Charles goes down and. So you're going to write them on the staff, and remember you're going to write them in order. So there's Father Charles goes down and. Make sure they're not stacked, that there's nothing above or below, so you can tell exactly which one comes first. The next step is you're going to use the note indicated, so in this case a half note, and you're going to draw the scale ascending. So we're going to start on B. We've got B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, but really we're using the key signature, so we've got B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. Oh, A sharp, sorry, A is down here, the A sharp is down here, and B. Then you're going to write the scale descending. And you notice we start and stop on the same note. Make sure you watch your stem direction. So remember, if you have a stem on a note, whether it's a half note, a quarter note, eighth note, it doesn't matter. Anything below the middle line, the stem goes up and on the right. Anything above the middle line, the stem goes down and on the left. The middle line can go either way. So our third example is writing the F sharp major scale using eighth notes. So first we're going to add our double bar line. You get a mark every time you do that. Now we're going to use the line to find our key signature. So here's F sharp. There's a 6 underneath. So the first 6 sharps are Father Charles goes down and ends. So we're going to write them on the staff. Father Charles goes down and ends. Now we're going to use the note indicated, in this case an 8th note, and draw the scale ascending. I like to connect mine just because they're a bit neater, but you don't have to. So here's your F sharp major scale ascending. And then we're going to finish it off descending, and now it's complete. The next example was how to write a major scale using accidentals. This can be a little more complicated. You can never do accidentals and a key signature on the same staff in major scales. Again, the first step stays the same. We're going to add our double bar line. The next step is similar. We're going to use the line to find out our key signature. So in this case, D flat major is here. It has a 5 underneath, so I need to do the flats in order. So battle, ends, and down goes are my first 5 flats. So now I'm going to write them on the scale, or sorry, not on the scale. You're actually going to write them beside the scale this time, beside the staff. Writing them beside the staff is just a way to remember which 5 flats or sharps, whatever the key is, that you're working with. So in this case, I'm going to write B, E, A, D, G on the side just to help me remember. Then using the notes indicated, in this case it's a whole note, you're going to draw the scale ascending. Make sure you leave a little bit of room between each of these notes so that you can write any sharps or flats that you need to. And then you're going to add the rest of them descending. This is where if you were doing a key signature question, you'd have the key signature at the beginning and you'd be done. With accidentals, there's an extra step. So what you're going to do is you're going to add your accidentals to the B, E, A, D, and G. So you're going to find each B and draw a flat in front of it. Then next you're going to go to the E and find all the E's, draw a flat in front of those as well. And you continue. Because we're in D flat major, there's actually 3 D flats. So I'll say, okay, here's B. So great big dragons fly around. Great big. So it's this one. Well, I decided to draw it up a bit higher, so I got to go up a little bit more. So here's my B. So I'm going to put a flat on my B and a flat on my B over here as well. Next, I'm going to go to E. All cows eat. Okay, so there's my E. I'm going to put my flat there, and I'm going to do it descending as well. And then you continue with A, D, and G. Once you have all the accidentals marked, this question is now complete. And our final example using accidentals is we're going to write the E major scale using whole notes, and we're not going to use a key signature. So again, first step is your double bar line. Using the line, you're going to figure out your key signature. So E major is your key signature. It has a 4 underneath, so that means there are 4 sharps in the key signature of E major. They are Father Charles goes down. So we're going to write them beside the staff again, not on it. This time we're using quarter notes. So using the note indicated, you're going to draw the scale ascending. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then descending. So you can see how when I was writing them the first time, I forgot that I was supposed to be using quarter notes. But when I went back and checked it, I realized it was quarter notes, and so it was quick and easy to fill in. If you start all your scales with whole notes, that's fine. Just make sure you go back and check at the end to make sure you have stems and your stem direction is correct wherever it's required. So now we're going to put in the accidentals for F, C, G, and D. So we've got F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp, ascending and descending. So that's it. If you have any questions, please fire me an email or comment below.